All right, folks, we are back here on WLTH 1370 AM. And that's some non-copywritten YouTube jazz for you. If you love it, you got to go to YouTube and find some non-copywritten jazz, royalty-free stuff. But this one story I definitely want to get to before we get into the story about the Tulsa race massacre and obviously Memorial Day. UFOs, Ralph. The UFOs, they're here.
Interesting subject.
Yes. Another former federal official is acknowledging the possible existence of UFOs just a couple of weeks before a government-sanctioned report on unidentified aerial phenomenon is expected to be sent to Congress. Luis Elizondo, the former director of the Defense Department's Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program, told 60 Minutes that there are some reported sightings that don't have explanations. He said, we're going through our due diligence. It is some sort of new type of cruise missile. Is it some sort of new type of cruise missile technology that China's developed? Is it some sort of high altitude balloon that's conducting reconnaissance? Ultimately, when you have exhausted all those what ifs and you're still left with the fact that that's when it becomes compelling and that's when it becomes problematic. Speaking on the same program, Navy pilot David Fravor discussed a 2004 incident off the southern coast of SoCal where he and 3 other pilots spotted a large unexplained area of roiling white water surrounded by a calm sea. The director of National Intelligence and Security of Defense were tasked with creating this upcoming unclassified report for intelligence and armed service assist committees in Congress. Former director of National Intelligence John Ratcliffe told Fox News that on March 19th that the report would include information that cannot easily be explained. This man also said that the UFO sightings have been declassified in the past, but the report will report more information to the American people. Now, for all of you out there who are interested in this type of stuff, all you Trekkies, all you Star Wars folks out there, I got a lot of Trekkies. I got Trekkies in my family. A stunning collection of UFO documents is now available to you to download and dig through. Thanks to the Black Vault, an online archive of declassified government documents, you can now dig through a massive trove of information the CIA has collected on UFOs over the years. The Black Vault's John Greenwald Jr. posted the contents on a CD full of 2,780 pages of documents, the result of his many Freedom of Information Act requests. The CIA has occasionally declassified these documents over the years and made a reading collection available online, covering information from the 1940s through the early 90s. The COVID-19 bill, actually signed by Donald Trump in late 2020, included a requirement for the Director of National Intelligence to submit a report on identified aerial phenomena within 180 days to the Congressional Intelligence and Armed Services Committees. The search for answers isn't over, although the CIA claims that through this entire collection, there will be no easy way to verify that. Research by the Black Vault will continue to see if there are additional documents still uncovered with the CIA holdings. So if you're interested in UFOs and reading through these documents, you can go to the Black Vault. That's what it's called. Google it, look it up. The Black Vault, everybody. This is exciting, Ralph. Are you excited?
Oh man, you know what? I remember back in the 80s reading a novel discussing the whole thing about UFOs from a biblical perspective.
Right.
It was an interesting novel, and again, it was a novel. Okay. One of the things I've always wondered was, well, okay, if there are other, beings out there, would they be particularly interested in us, and would we want them to be particularly interested in us?
Right.
Because if they're in a galaxy far, far away and they've got the technology to get here, then they're probably, advanced to the point where there's nothing we could do to protect ourselves from them.
Right.
If they're closer, then they must still have some degree of technology advancement because they've been able to hide themselves from us pretty well. Of course, on the other hand, we've been, doing a pretty good job of looking the other way too. Um, I don't know. At the end of the day, um, I'm gonna stick with dealing with humanity for
Yeah,
now. You know,
yeah,
I know what I have to do with regard to humans. I don't know what I have to do with for Vulcans or anybody else. So I'll deal with that when I get to that.
yes, yes. I I agree. Hopefully, we are not the Alabama of planets. That's kind of the one thing I've been afraid of. That like the aliens just view us as like sort of the backwater swamp
Yeah.
of the universe, and they just come in for like voyeurism. Like, look at those humans! Oh my god! Oh my god!
So we become like the Three Stooges of the galaxy. Huh?
Right, right, right. Well,
Wow.
all right, folks. We definitely got to get to this Tulsa race massacre story. Going to take a short, quick break and prepare that. We'll be right back on WLTH 1370 AM right after this unlicensed YouTube jazz.